Sallust, Episode 5. Postea vero quamenasia chirus in Graecia Lacedaemonii et Athenienses coipere urbs atque nationes subigere, lubidinem dominandi causam belli habere, moxumam gloriam in moxumo imperio putare, tum demum periculo, atque negotiis compertum est in bello plurumum ingenium passe. Afterward, that's postea, and vero here is adversative, but postea quam, afterward, later than. In Asia, Cyrus; in Greece, the Spartans and the Athenians, coipere. Let's look at the superstructure of this sentence for a moment. There are two large clauses in this sentence. The first goes from postea through putare. That's the subordinate clause introduced by the subordinating conjunction postea quam. And the second and main clause, though it's shorter in length, is from tum through passe. This is the main clause because the verb is not subordinated by any conjunction that is subordinated to another verb. Now, what is the verb of the subordinate clause? It is this verb coipere. Coipere may look like an infinitive, but it's actually a third plural indicative. Typically in prose, the form would be coiperunt. And in poetry, we drop off these final consonants here, coipere, and change the vowel to an E. Sallust does this for dramatic effect, coipere. It's they began, is what the word means. It's from coipi, it's a defective, related to incipio. Defective means it just doesn't have the standard number of principal parts. So these three groups, or persons and groups, Cyrus, the Spartans, and the Athenians, they began three things. They began subigere, habere, and putare. Each one of these is an infinitive. So they began to subjugate, or to bring under their control, urbis atque nationes. As stated in a previous episode, urbis, that is the long I, can also be an accusative plural of the third declension as well as ace. So they began to subordinate or subject to themselves cities and people groups or nations. They began habere, to consider the libidinem dominandi, the desire for control or rule, to be a causam belli, a legitimate cause or a reason for war. Dominandi is a gerund, that is a verbal noun. Libidinem you might know more as libidinem. This is another alternative spelling. These archaisms like libidinem and moxumam are hallmarks of Sallust's style. The third thing, they began putare, to consider the greatest glory, moxumam gloriam, to reside in the greatest power or empire, moxumo imperio. So when all that was done, then, finally, tum demum compertum est, it was realized. This is from the verb comperio, to arrive at a conclusion or to discover. Then it was learned or discovered, periculo, by means of danger, and hardships. These are both ablatives of instrument. It was realized, compertum est, that in warfare, in bello, ingenium, the mind, genius, thinking, availed or prevailed, posse, had the most sway, the most value, posse plurumum, to be the most influential or powerful. Here's a picture of the tomb of Cyrus Illimagnus, built sometime between 559 and 529 BC, apparently one of the first structures built to resist earthquakes.